Are Muslims in the mosque saying, guys, don't tell anyone about the true nature of Islam. Don't tell them that Islam is not peaceful, that Islam has all of these things that they won't like. Don't be honest to them about Islam. Sugarcoat Islam. Tell them Islam is a feminist religion. Tell them all of these sweet things about Islam until Islam is in power. Then we will show them what the real Islam is. Is this what is taught in the mosques in the Muslim community? Hi, I'm Abdullah Samir. I'm an ex-Muslim for the last 4 years now, and I was Muslim for 15 years. I was part of the Orthodox Sunni community. Now, as I was living as a Muslim, I got an inside scoop into what Muslims teach, how Muslims behave, and what they're taught from the imams in the conferences. And I'm going to tell you all about Taqiyyah. I'm going to share with you what I found out, what I learned about Taqiyyah as a Muslim. Join me as I share this conversation with fellow YouTuber Taqiyyah Watch on the topic of what is Taqiyyah. Like when I was a Muslim for 15 years, I believed in it with all my heart. I converted to it, like I told you, right? And when I converted to Islam, I read the Quran in full. I read the Hadith books like Sahih Bukhari, from cover to cover, and the summarized one, like the 1 volume, not the 12 volumes.
Yeah.
And so the first time I heard this word Taqiyyah was when I went to my Shia uncle's house and I was reading one of his books, Shia books. So it's more of a concept in Shiism, and I think the reason for that is because they were prosecuted and they had to hide their beliefs. But I don't know the whole historical story behind that. But like as a nominal Muslim, or even as a conservative Muslim, like you don't even know what that word means. Like I never heard that word almost even once in 15 years. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Islam QA, which is a Salafi Wahhabi website which I use, it says here that this corrupt belief of Taqiyyah has nothing to do with the beliefs of Ahl Sunnah. So lying is one of the attributes of the hypocrite, right? So it's actually saying that, and here you can see they're using the word Rafidi, which is basically a slur for Shias, right? And they're saying that this is one of the basic principles of the religion, but this is something disgusting. This is a hypocrite, and this is basically wrong, right? So I'm not sure where you're saying that this is part of the, like I haven't seen, like I said, as a Muslim, I've never heard that this is something that's part of the, as a Sunni Muslim, I've never heard that this is a part of the religion. And even Islam QA, which is a hardline Wahhabi website, is saying this is a disgusting thing that has nothing to do with the religion. They're saying we should be honest about a religion. And if you go to Islam QA, they're like open about, oh yeah, we would kill an apostate in Islamic State. You have to stone adulterers and homosexuals, and they're straightforward as you can get. Like they're the opposite of Taqiyyah. And you can see right there on the website that when just by doing a quick search of Taqiyyah, they're like, no, it has nothing to do with us.
Well, I'm pretty glad that you actually have reference and you want to challenge me. I do welcome that. And you're actually talking to someone who can respond to these kind of things. So here is Islam Q&A from my perspective. Can you see it?
Yep. See it.
Yeah, okay. So I think it's describing here deception in different ways. Let me see if this is actually the right one.
The one example I can think of is when you are compelled on fear of death, then you are allowed to lie and say, I don't believe. So for example, the what used to happen back in the day is some of the Muslims were slaves, and they were like, they were told either you disbelieve in God, in Allah, let's say, or we will kill you and put you on the hot rocks and leave you in the sun to dry. So some of them used to say, okay, I disbelieve in Muhammad and I curse Muhammad. So this is the one example of like where you're allowed to lie. If someone's threatening to kill you under compulsion, and then basically you have to ask for forgiveness for what you said, but you're allowed to say that. I mean, that's the only example I can think of. Maybe this is what this is talking about.
Yeah,
this website,
actually, if you want.
I'm sorry?
We can read it together if you want, the part that I highlighted.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is fatwa number 27261. Speaking about basically that you have some sort of ambiguity, that you are going to mislead people. That's what we are referring to. You misleading people. You may know the answer, but you're not going to give the answer. So they're describing here that there are certain cases where you actually should avoid certain questions. I can read what it says if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Is regarded as a legitimate solution for avoiding difficult situation that is the person may find himself in when someone asks him about something. So it's obviously saying here that if you have difficulties answering something, maybe don't give the right answer. Give them half truths, but you're not allowed to lie. That's what they're saying down here, right?
Yeah, this is a kind of funny thing in Islam where people will sometimes, like as a Muslim, they won't, like a good example, I think they even mentioned that on the website, is like there's questions on like, okay, so in Islam, if you ever have sex, you have to take a shower. And let's say, for example, and before you can pray again. So let's say, for example, you're at someone else's house and you slept with your wife, but you don't want everyone to know, right? So I think what they're trying to say is if someone asks you, like, you don't have to like answer them straight up. You can kind of be like dishonest and say, oh, my clothes are dirty or something like that. I can't pray right now. But I haven't heard this used in the context of deceiving people about the faith. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'll show you a more proper reference. Then we'll have this out of the window.
Okay.
This is the same Islam Q&A.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
It'll be bigger so people can see themselves.
Yep.
So this, one of the scholars, Al-Nawawi, said that scholar said that if I have double sound in my ear, so I'll just lower it for a second. If that is needed to serve some legitimate Sharia interest that outweighs the concerns about misleading the person to whom you're speaking, or if it is needed for a reason that cannot be achieved without lying, then there is nothing wrong with using deliberate ambiguity as an acceptable alternative.
So again, it's pretty general. I think what they're trying to say is, because lying is absolutely forbidden in Islam, they're trying to say that you don't have to be totally honest in every single thing you say. You can just kind of like be vague about it. So for example of this is mentioned in one of the hadith where Ibrahim had a wife, and one of the evil kings, Nimrud or someone, said, who is this woman, right? Like he wanted to sleep with her, but Ibrahim didn't want to say, Abraham in the Islamic story didn't want to say this is my wife because he would have been killed. So he said, this is my sister. He lied, right? And he said, this is my sister, but technically he meant this is my sister in Islam. She's my Muslim sister, but it's a lie, but it's not quite a lie, right? And so it's kind of like this half truth that they're saying. So because there's such an emphasis on lying is so bad, I think they're trying to say that in some cases, if it's, it serves as religious, like what the website is saying, it's not appropriate to do it a great deal, so it becomes a habit, or to use it to gain something wrongfully, or to deprive someone of his rights. So Islam QA is saying, like, you can do it, but don't make this a habit, and don't do it in order to cheat people or to gain something that you're not supposed to gain. So they're saying, like, for awkwardness and whatever, like there's some situations, right? So what I'm telling you is what I understood as a Muslim, not necessarily what it's possible that there might be some like hardcore, maybe somebody somewhere would say it's okay to lie, to mislead the kuffar. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, let me know what other topics you'd like me to talk about, and also I could use your support. If you want to continue helping me to make videos on the topic of criticizing Islam fairly without demonizing Muslims, I definitely could use the help. Please check out my support options at abdullahsamir.com/support. Thank you.